Hey guys, Ballatw here, back with another VOD review. We're going to be looking at the OCE invasion of NA East, where Parpy, Zoreh, and Jahlyn took over NA East. I've been saying the name wrong all morning. Chat has been screwing me and messing with me left and right. We're just going to watch this. Hopefully it's not all retail row, because I'm pretty sure they do a random split at the end, but I don't really want to watch a bunch of retail row stuff. In terms of their names, they had troll names over in NA East, troll accounts. Yoinkmeister is Parpy. King Hitter is Jahlyn. And then Clean Tigers is Zoreh. Okay. So a lot of people had the assumptions that they are very aggressive. They're OCE players, they play really aggressive. It's like everybody's like weird assumptions. I don't know this. This is an adjustment, I think. I think this is an adjustment that they wanted to take these residential houses, and then they decided, oh, we're getting pushed, or we have too many people over here. There's, what is there? Why is there just like a random other guy here? Oh, that's, yeah, there is a random other guy. There's one solo in retail. Anyway, so he adjusts and goes over here. I think that makes sense to me, because it clearly wasn't. Maybe he just scuffed his drop. It's possible too. This is also the third game, so there are obviously could be adjustments being made on the fly based on what the other stuff has been happening. It's that wide split, wide receive that is solid. We saw a bunch of different teams doing it. Just the wide receive where you have a spread all across, and even different heights is good as well. So the middle being high, the one on the left being like semi-high, and then the one on the right being down low actually helps, because the way that he's able to pounce so fast is very good. Once Zoreh gets this couple first shots on the guy pushing, because he's on a bad angle, because whoever's down below was taking the attention, and then swings wide right on him. Easy claps on this first guy, probably. Yeah. Jahlyn just took him out. Scoped AR is so freaking good early game. Oh, the other thing I wanted to note was how, if we go to drone free real quick, he switched to metal as he started building up. Makes it so much harder to get pressured by one angle. You don't want to be spending too much of your ammo just spraying out builds early game, which you could do later. And people don't necessarily always spray right away, especially when you're set up like the way that they are, right? With the lanes like this, where everybody's fighting against each other like this, ramped up. You're not spraying builds at this point. You're trying to get shots. You're letting people build up. So switching to metal, very, very good. Having metal at this point, very good as well. Jahlyn's getting real close. Oh, where these guys went. Let's finish. Parpy over here. They cleaned up from all sides. That's like the perfect. So I drew these lanes before, right? I drew these lanes. And staying wide, we've talked about why that's good before. And how do you break this, right? How do you stop the stalemate? How do you respond when people do different things, right? So this collapsed. This guy pushed closer, and because he was so far ahead in this lane and this guy was so low, they were able to kill that guy really, really easily, okay? And then from there, this guy squeezed. They all had to collapse over this way, and now Whoever this is a terrible drawing, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Came around from the side. That's just like NFL football. That's some rugby shit. Everybody's fucked up. I've never seen anybody do this. I obviously going to the top of the pylon and hitting the top is the best because then you can't get zombies. But sitting in a cone too. I saw him try to do it over there, but he couldn't place the cone where he wouldn't break it with his pickaxe. That's sick. Imagine still seeing new things in retail, bro. God, retail is boring. You know what I think a good game plan is for retail? What I've seen a lot of people struggle with is like they're good at it early. It goes well early, and then they struggle later on because all these different people are trying to go retail to either catch up or just because it's so good in the first place. So go retail early in your games, get 2 like really good pop-off games, and then back up and stop going retail. I think that's what they do, actually. I was curious as to why. Also like the balls on these OCE guys. When they came for World Cup, they went straight to Tilted. When they come to boot camp in NAE just for a little while, they go straight to retail. That's crazy. That's crazy. Is this 3rd zone already? Jesus. The amount of times you just get freaking the zone in retail too is crazy. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. What's the buttons again? I think it's... This is a cheap way to rotate edge zone with without having to like refarm mats and stuff like that. Just like one person on the outside in a cone, one person in, and then the other 2 inside of a box. Or you don't have to make 2 boxes. Pretty cheap. It also makes you look small. I wonder if they ever have any like situations where they get pushed because their base looks small and because it looks like they only have 1 person or 2 people. How many launch pads I have? I can't see them. I know that I definitely have 1, so. Fake news. Thank you, replay system. There's so many people on the top of the zone. That's like super weird, actually. Why are there so many people top of the zone? Especially because... Huh. Oh, because center zone earlier, it was a little bit wider. Okay, that makes more sense. Because remember, edge zone was down here, so there was the big wide open space at the top. The way the circle moved debated them. Pretty lucky with zone so far. But they just had to move in barely anything. It's kind of a shift that we've talked about what's coming for a while, but like playing edge zone, not only can you get really lucky, but it's also sometimes even the cheapest way, just because there's so many less people playing edge zone. And then with all the mobility you get from retail anyways, like, not a big deal. Relaunch. I wonder if it's worth RPGing this. No. I was thinking it's probably worth RPGing that as they launch. They don't get tagged, but they have the heals. I've never seen people be so safe with coning themselves inside their own box during trios. It makes perfect sense because there's a lot of heavy snipe possibilities. There's just spam possibilities, team fire possibilities that can get through and really hit you. But I've never seen somebody be so consistent at coning themselves when they need to, or just coning themselves in general while they're waiting. Oh, I love it. Holy crap, that was so clean. That was so clean, bro. That was such a good bait. That is absolutely unbelievable. That was absolutely unbelievable by this team. I think this was coordinated. The way they're moving. Right here. They both go through. The guy thinks it's all done. And then he makes his edit. And tries to shoot at them as they go past. They had no clue that there was still one guy in here. That was either planned movement by them or just really, really good recognition by Zoreh, right? That they were moving next to an opponent's box. They could get away with it without getting shot and still get into their box. And then for Zoreh to stay behind while rotating. This is something that you're actually going to be able to get this done no matter what. It doesn't have to be exactly this situation where there's a team in the box while you're moving. It could be anybody. We'll see somebody rotating and try to take shots at them, even though they're safe. Just like tunneling, right? This is the same concept as to why you tunnel, two guys tunnel ahead, and then one guy stays behind, right? It's the same concept, except this time you're baiting your own tunnels. Look at this beautiful, oh my God, these tunnels are amazing. Yes, this is beautiful, beautiful. And then he's able to take shots at anybody who takes at the first people. Oh, come on, you got that. Nice play by that guy. Way to get away. He's still in there, though. Awkward. The issue was that freaking Jahlyn was trying to come through at the same time, so he couldn't really keep those edits there. Oh, they have double RPG. Let's turn this on. Gameplay. Wait, where's damage effect? I think that's the most OP against low ground is double RPG on low ground, because people are usually like they literally can't build on one piece below them. So there's a whole extra factor that they can't stop from coming in. And they get stuck in the same position, right? If you RPG a box that's suspended, right? And this is low ground down here. If you RPG this, they could still fall, right? Or the entire box could break or whatever. There's a whole surface that can't break that will 100% get hit. Are these all of theirs? Because this is some sick... See, like right there, that rocket would have hit better. I guess it still hit. Where did Alan go? Ooh! Yo, hold up. That high ground take was nuts, though. That high ground take was disgusting. We're gonna have to watch that from like a drone perspective or something. I don't even know how to catch all that. So first off, we had Zoreh starting to RPG height, right here. And then we had, after that, Parpy gets ahead, like way ahead. Here's the RPG on height. Meanwhile, Jahlyn is behind, and he impulses up, and then uses RPG as well. Oh, he scuffed there because there was still so much stuff. He thought it was going to be clear. Right, the bottom layer. This is to counter this like double layer type of stuff where the first RPG takes out the bottom, then you impulse and RPG the top. Right now they're on one layer. It's basically over at this point. No, see, there's still even a layer above because Dubs is up there. But it's completely wiped now. Meanwhile, Parpy is way ahead of the pack and he's just 90ing up, right? What is Zoreh doing? Zoreh ends up launching. This is pretty cool. It's like 3-pronged, right? One impulse that's going to be able to, you know, control himself and possibly take height. Then there's one that's definitely going to be structured and taking height. That's Parpy. And then there is the launch pad that can land on anybody. Like he can land on Dubs if he wants to. In the meantime, while Dubs is trying to like counter everybody and be like, "You're not taking my height." And think about this too, right? They were both shooting at Dubs, one from the impulse and then the guy who's landing on him. Meanwhile, Parpy had to stop because of all the pressure from the other guys, but they have 2 other people who are going well still. And I think he just launched up the height. That sucks. They lost it after all that. These bubbles are so interesting. These bubbles are so interesting. Like, the entire layer that they are on, the entire couple layers that they're fighting on, they're just fighting height. And with the bubble, they don't have to worry about anybody spamming them out as well. And the people from height have to come into the bubble if they want to try to stop them. That's why Mega and Dubs are having to push inside. It's crazy. Notice how many times he checked above him to see if Parpy was still on high ground. Ooh! Is it 3v2 versus Booga and Stretch? Where's the other guy? Oh, it's actually 3v3 versus everybody. It's so hard to win games as Booga, Clarity, and Stretch. That the way they play, like, it's literally feels impossible. I mean, obviously they do it, but it just feels impossible. There was nothing at all they could do on low ground against these guys because they had 3 different angles. It was still so early. Still so much time until that final zone closed. A whole minute, right, where they can work with and just trap them in. So difficult without any high ground retake stuff. That was very cool. That high ground take was awesome. And then the bubble shield stuff endgame was awesome. I really like that. I really like that. This is a crazy split. These guys wanted blacktop so bad, but they got forced off of groceries. And now all of residential is theirs to fall back into. And Zoreh over here can just literally hold them out forever. He can slow them down so hard. Not only while they're farming in blacktops, but when they want to push over and get more loot. By the time they're done looting blacktops, these guys are gonna be fell back to at least like these ones, right? And that's just 2 times the loot, just straight up. A little bit risky, but it paid off, and it's already paid off. Parpy can get out of there through the walls. He can just farm through. Destroyed. Honestly, if I'm that team, I have to leave already. They've gotten way too much loot. If there's no pylons over there that they can grab some really good loot with, then I just have to leave. And I don't think there is. And yeah, you can already see Zoreh just up top watching for these guys. He has a sniper too and an AR. Oof. That's not the loadout you wanted him to get. I'm surprised though. They're not going back to get more loot. They're just like, yep, I'm gonna push you. And they have to leave. This is correct. They do have to leave. What, man, what a shit spot that they got forced into. What a shit spot. That sucks. That really sucks. Alright, the replay's gonna look weird down here because this is an old replay with the new patch. So they were playing on Mayhem Zones, but it's not Mayhem Zone. It's Moisty Palms and shit. So it looks like it's Moisty Palms, but they were playing on Mayhem. So it might look a little weird, guys. Alright, loadouts. Nuts, of course. It's actually crazy. Watch Parpy for the majority of this. We can't see the drawing. What do you mean? Oh, you really can't. Yeah, man. I did a lane drawing. You guys should have seen my Zoreh explanation when they were doing the tarping. It was like this. Oh, hold on. We're just gonna redraw it because it was really cool. When Zoreh got those 2 kills, when the team saw the rest of his team pass, and then he waited in the back and just got him. I drew this. There's a guy in this guy over here. The trio was moving ahead. They were tunneling forward, and then Zoreh was over here, back in the back. He waits for them to tarp forward, and then he shoots at anybody who opens up on his team. Come on, man. That's some content. That's some content. And y'all missed it. Feels bad. I like the random snipes that he takes. He's not taking them right now, but he's taking the random snipes, hoping that it goes through the building. Oh, come on. Where's that Parpy aim, baby? Yo, that guy got stuck so hard in zone. RIP. I think we might actually be chilling in terms of the patch update. Like screwing what we're looking at. Moving. What do they have for mobility? 2 shockwaves and probably a bunch of launch pads. 1. I have 1 RPG. Oh, awkward. Ah, stupid pull-out time for the attack. Where are the rest of them? Oh, there goes. So I have to think about who each of these players are. Jahlyn's RPGs so far has been really good. Actually, this entire trio's. So this is kind of the thing that they were trying to counter in the last game by their like multi-pronged height approach, is the way that they're on right now, right? The different layers, and there's even like a guy on the side in terms of verticality and in duos, right? That this was back World Cup just started. I think Tyler and Lanane were the guys who started doing the double layered tarping, right? One guy above, one guy below, and it was because of glider redeploy. But that's still, this stuff still works because it's so easy to actually just reconnect to a lot of like your different teammates or different people's builds. It's actually really, really easy to stay up pretty high without any danger. Obviously, without glider redeploy, you can't go as high as they were going. They were literally going like 7 layers or something like that. Where if the bottom guy gets knocked out, the top guy still has it, so the bottom guy can just rebuild back up to height and still have all the support of his teammate. And if for some reason the top guy gets knocked, he can just land on his teammate. It's also baiting people into landing on top of you, and then you can knock it out really easily so that you could get the reset and just retake height. Because that was a big issue, especially in the beginnings of World Cup. It was a lot of people landing on each other. So in trios, it comes to another level, right? Where you can have, not only could you do triple layered, but you could do the double layer, and then you could also build out to the side of one of these, right? Either on top or underneath or whatever. This is Zayt and Saf and Bizzle, when they were playing together, they started that. At least in my eyes, they started it, because that's who I VOD reviewed first who did it. But then what I'm seeing now from this trio is the multi-pronged height takes, right? Where they make sure that they're doing multiple layers while taking height. Multiple approaches to taking height as well. RPG, shockwaves, launch pads, all those different things at the same time. Ooh, two things there. I love the catch. That catch was actually nuts by Parpy, where he got RPG'd out, but when he got RPG'd out, he didn't look down to try to catch himself. He actually just built walls and then connected. He basically just built a waterfall out of nothing, right? That's a very, very important catch off of getting RPG'd, because when you get RPG'd, remember, it's not, the entire tarp is not going to break. It's only the piece that's getting hit. So you can still reconnect very easily up to height. Unless it's like the tarp is, this is zone, right? And then the tarp got knocked like all the way back here. Then you're kind of screwed and you have to catch yourself down below. But most of the time it's not going to be that, because you always want to get the damage done at the same time too. How's everybody else doing? On the same tarp. Jahlyn's up top. Who's this guy who has the 3000 IQ bombs? There, he did it again, by the way. He got RPG'd, but he already's preparing to use the wall. He didn't get knocked out, so it didn't matter. But still. Is this Zoreh who's using these bubble shields? Because they're ridiculously nuts. Zayt. Oh no! I was ballsy by Zayt. Almost worked too. That was great recognition of the chug splashes, that he can tank some storm to get those extra materials, tiny materials. He didn't realize it for a while, but yeah. All right, swap over to our boy Zoreh. Oof. Oof. I really like the bubble shields, man. I wish that was the storm flip to start. Like, it's just such a cool item. It's a very cool, very cool item. Excuse me. All that loot from Haunted. Oh man. Skylar, thank you for the tier 1. Goobaz, thank you for the tier 1. Worthy, thank you for the tier 1. You guys are nuts. Thank you for all the subs, guys. Uh 15 kills. Nuts. Who? Sorry, I put it in the wrong spot this morning because I moved it yesterday. Do solo reviews because we have solo cups in 30 minutes in EU. Oh my god. We did a solo review yesterday. Go watch on Twitch. It'll be up on YouTube later today. Later today. Oh, they're getting contested by the same people. The same people. Wait. Why are they not dropped? They're not here? Or, oh, they're one of those names that I can't see. Skip to the end real quick. Tim, you are toxic. Holy hell. Alright, why did they swap off of retail? Finally. Nice, we're watching a black screen glide. Replay mode. Not want Ballatw map, but okay. I don't. How? So annoying. I think once he lands, it gives me the gameplay. Nah. There we go. Jesus. What is this split, y'all? The nutty split. That's a crazy nutty split. It's interesting too, because like I don't know what prompted them. I didn't look at the game history. I don't know if this was before or after some stuff happened or something like that. Oh, they died. Oh, this is the game. This is the game. Okay. I don't know why they stopped going retail, for example. Or that's my question. Whether they like had way too many teams one game and they're like, okay, let's go with our backup now that we're ahead. Something like that. It also kind of feels like an impromptu split, just the way that it's like, it's literally across rivers and through paths and stuff like that. So I don't know. Oh shit, that came up really fast. That came up so fast. I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. God, that's so annoying. They just force their way in. Honestly, these guys almost got destroyed. How did he get here so fast? Oh, he uses shockwaves? Holy crap. That's a teammate, bro. That's a teammate. The fight ended, it was so weird because not only the fight start so fast, so Zoreh was already literally in his face, he already got a knock, and then he gets knocked, and Jahlyn needs to get in to try to get the res is his play, even though really the play should be try to wait for Parpy to get here. But I understand why. It makes perfect sense. Oh, he could have ended this right here if he hit this first one. If he just finds one of these stinks, he could have ended this. Good try. It was a good try by this guy. I really like Parpy's priorities. So much better than that guy's. Like, get the cards. That's his #1 priority. Get the cards, get the loot, and then make sure that he can stay alive. This is so good from Parpy. And see what this guy's play is, and then possibly... Oh, hold on. Okay, okay. Zone is not pushing him. I thought Zone was still pushing him. I didn't know you could shoot under the reboot van. That's new to me. That's new to me. You saw how he moved in before using that shockwave? He moved in just so he could break all this stuff while he was going up at the same time. Just slight movement just saved in that game. Because if he, well, it doesn't save him. Obviously, he's had such a huge advantage, but just solidifies it completely. He could have just impulsed from basically right here, but he makes sure that he goes. You see, this movement is so deliberate to break all that good stuff. All right, cool. So they get all rebooted. And the loot's not even that far if they want to. Yep. Pog. Back in it. I swear, bros. Edge zone rotation is so much better recently, man. Just so much better. It's so good. Look how free all this space is. There's so few teams actually rotating on edge zone compared to how it used to be. There used to be like 3-4 teams center zone on a mountain. Now, completely different. And you get more opportunities for these airdrops. And farming up mats. There's just so many reasons why you'd want to. But if that changes, if a lot of people start realizing that, if a lot of people do that, then it's going to change. It's not going to be worth it anymore. Poor guy. No way. Kobe. Holy hell. That was nuts. That was a crazy toss. Yo, that's crazy. Think about it. They get what? 16 kills this game? 16 kills starting from 4 in endgame when they were out of it completely, really? That's disgusting. They didn't have enough nades for that really to work. But if you haven't seen that yet, that's the solar nade toss. It's really cool and really hard to deal with. In fact, there's really nothing you can do to deal with it except be properly based. And not directly on top of each other for that base. What is he doing? I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, but we've seen so many times how useful it is to kind of pre-build your paths, pre-build your structures, and this is it's a different angle. If these guys did decide to hold them, then they would have an out, right? Because whoever it was, I think it's Parpy, whoever it was, is out on the side ready to shoot them from a different angle, right? So they can't just full on team fire in one direction. They can go to the side. And then it worked out anyways because the zone came this way. So, yo, does anybody ever read King Hitter and King Hitter like in general as King Shitter? Sorry, Jahlyn. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, OCE. I read it all the time as King Shitter. That's gonna trigger some people. Yeah, don't misread it during tournaments. Well, hopefully he doesn't have the name King Hitter 69 during tournaments. Oh man. Bro, why there's so many damn people in the sky? See that look back by Jahlyn? It's nice. Look back, check where his teammates are, check if there's anybody still on height behind them. Oh no! Hi Sky, what? Why did you have a gap like that? So crazy. Can we say Jahlyn one of the best RPGs in the game at this point? Is this just a Mitro Mongrel Benji Fishy type game where they get high ground and they just chill from here? Sorry, Zaid. Commandment, go! Okay, so I talked about this yesterday in the Mongrel VOD review, but the way that this was basically another use of, it wasn't exactly that, but when you're ramping up together against another player, it's so much better for you to be ramping up at different angles, not just all ramping up on the same kind of horizontal layer right there. Right, the way that Parpy just did that right there, he just 90'd once or whatever he did, and then continued to ramp up from behind. It makes it so much more difficult. When this guy sees that there's ramps at different layers, he's gonna get confused. It's gonna be hard for him to actually react. He has to box up at that point. So just an interesting way to stop really a high ground fight. I don't know if that was like a preemptive cone slide or what, but I've seen this time and time again now in endgame where people are able to like just put cones where somebody is traveling and it just scuffs them so hard. Yeah, it was kind of a preemptive cone slide. Literally just tried to cone before anything happened and then even tried to, no, he didn't get the wall. This guy just phased in so luckily. But yeah, this screws up everybody's building. I think when you end up like phasing through a cone, you like kind of just gap randomly. And I think that's possibly a reason why this guy scuffed his sidewalls and scuffed his tunnel. possibly a reason, or they're just messed up. That was a perfect example of why this kind of split on high ground is so good. No mats. I like it. He has this guy to worry about, but he checks these bottom little cracks first because he has no mats, so he can't actually block from that. He makes sure there's nobody firing at him from that way. This is a one-on. Holy crap, hold up. You about to clutch? Come on, baby. I don't know why Commandment's still like impulsing like this. Yeah, it was a one-on-one. The other guy died to zone. Oh, it was Parpy up ahead. Oh, that was so close. It was literally a second. Less than a second before he was dead from that tree. What a heads up play from Commandment. But ice in his veins. That's Zoreh, man. Holy crap. That was clutch. That was lucky. That was, and it wasn't even like Commandment was low or it was super low. How much HP did he have? I think he still had, he had above like 120 or something like that. I don't know if that's a relevant number, but no, he was low. He was low. Okay. So it wasn't a crazy shot to hit, but he made it count. Made it count. Heads up play by Commandment right there. I love it. So the actual split is Tree of Life, this house, and yonder. Why does nobody drop yonder? Yonder seems like such an easy split to fit into, like with so many different things. Like yonder, there's chair, there's this house down here, there's a bridge. Shit, if you're lucky, you could split Hamlet with it too, right? I feel like yonder is such a good location to do a trio split. Why is it uncontested so much? Feels like the one spot that should be contested by like two out of 3 of a trio, you know? But who knows? Meanwhile, I really like this path for a solo split because nobody lands bridge almost ever. And nobody lands Grand Moss. Nobody lands up on top of that mountain. Treasure mountain. Literally nobody. They're gonna start landing there now though. Feels bad. I love these movements too. To get farther south. See how they're like moving slightly south at the same time? They're not just going straight to zone, which is what most people do. They literally, most people just go straight to zone. And because of that, they end up into scuffed rotations. But these guys making sure that they're actually coming a little bit south as well so they can get a rotation to the edge of the zone that's like closer to the side of the map, which is really, really good. And there's plenty of reasons why that's good. Nice, nice. Good pickaxes, good pickaxes. Jesus, that was so blatant. Ronaldo teaming again. Oh my god. That's not the real, that's not the normal Ronaldo. That's not the one that got banned. Just so you know. That's hilarious. It's funny because like that rotation fucking sucked. There's 3 teams in the vicinity. If they freaking fought there, bro. Shoot him back. Shoot him back. Come on. Shoot him in the back. I have to say this again. The replay mode is scuffed because this used to be Mayhem and now it's back to gas station. So when they played the game, it was Mayhem. And right now it's not Mayhem. So it's all scuffed looking. Because these textures aren't here. You see he's like on a floating platform because there's a platform in the game that he played and there's not one in the current game. I said this yesterday, but I would much rather have this than not get these replays at all. It's crazy that edge map, edge zone rotation really freaking sucked. Because they were rotating with two other really good teams the entire way. So it wasn't like as good as it was. But because they were two good teams, it's actually fine. I kind of love how they don't spam build here. They could have just started spam building to get away from the stink, but they don't. Is this, do they want to open? These guys do something? Also, I didn't realize how you could look up through kind of like the little tiny cracks here of this edit to catch high a little bit. Didn't realize that. Pretty sick. Like you can actually get good vision of up above you. Man, look at this freaking congestion. Holy crap. Poor guy. He is so screwed. He is so screwed. Holy crap. I need to look at this. How many freaking teams? Actually, it doesn't even feel like that many. Oh, there they all are. That's insane right now. You know the best part about the zone is that half in, half out has to be here. Like there's no chance that it's over here. Almost zero. Maybe it could be like right here on this edge, but it can't, like you can't have a half in, half out on the side like that. It's so big. It's so over the water that you can basically guess 50% of the spots that half in, half out are going to be. Excuse me. They mostly have impulses here. I don't watch Yoink's, I want to watch Parpy's shield grenade usage. I like it. You saw they just really quickly set up the shockwaves if they need to by placing the stairs underneath. And they're still also, they broke the pyramid to set that up as well, but also to get more vision on height when they need to, or if they need to. And I think that's kind of smart too, is to look for a team who gets a good position and try to take them out, because obviously you can't really guess. They might have had information, but if a team is taking a good position, you can generally tell that they're probably good at the game. And so they might have been one of their biggest threats, Aspect Animal and Bucky. And they focused them and got them focused because of the way that they had to move. I think Bucky went down and all that. Oh, that peak was actually nuts by that player. Yo, what? Why is he holding the edit like this? Why are they all like grouped up on the wall? Pog. That's so nice. That's so nice. I want to watch that from Aspect's perspective. They had that entire play perfectly already ready to go. It was so dead. So one guy was holding the wall edit to see if he could see when Aspect was going to come near him, and then the other guy was ready with the cone slide, and the other guy was just shooting through. Pog. And they were just waiting all on the same wall. They saw an opportunity for it. They all get near and they waited. Similar to what we saw with, what we see with pyramids all the time. When somebody makes a play, when somebody starts to try to make a play, that's when they are least aware and ready to react to a play. Aspect, one of the fastest players in the game, but not a real chance to survive there because of how they all took the opportunity when they could, and how much they waited for him to do something. Like if Aspect was just sitting there and they did that, then it'd be easy for him to react, right? He'd easily be able to hold the stairs or get behind his wall, right? And remember, all the stuff that they did so far, they've already set up a possible shockwave if they need to. They've already thought about their rotation. Now they're just going straight into it to make sure that they have space for rotation, breaking whatever they need to use the launch. They've already thought about all that they can make these small little plays. They can make these plays to try to get through on somebody like that. What else did they do? They did that little rotation play the very first game where they walked by and then Zoreh sat in the back. A lot of trios would be still trying to figure out a ton of different things. They're trying to figure out their next steps, trying to figure out their play. How many people can make a play within the 6 zone before it starts moving? Not many. There's only, 30 seconds? And a lot of teams just, all they do is go for shots and then rotate. And half the time they're spending is talking about how to rotate in that zone because they've been so busy going for irrelevant shots. This launch isn't going to work, right? Oh, perfect. I thought I saw something above it, but they all obviously also cleared beforehand. Another interesting meta shift is that launch pads have actually became the better. They become the better mobility in these moving zones in half in, half out. Half in, half out, not really. But in 6 zone, a lot of people used to stop using launch pads because they would get beamed so much. But as the game gets more and more stacked, there's actually more spots for you to land. There's more places for you to be able to just bunker up no matter what and stay out of the sky for long, but still get crazy distance. So launch pads have become better here, but when it's like earlier, when it's quarterfinals, when it's semifinals, and there are like not only tons of people trying to fight for high and look for those shots, but there's also just less people. There's less stuff to land on. They become less valuable. And if you remember, everything was so shockwave focused at the beginning of FCS. Now they're getting away with these good launch pads. All right, Parpy, show us what you got, baby. Does Jahlyn have a RPG, yes he does. Every single game has been Jahlyn with an RPG, Parpy with some shield stuff, and then somebody else with impulses. Literally every single game, same loadouts. Thank you, minigun. Calm yourself. Not that serious. They just swapped there for a second. Oh, so he could start RPGing. Interesting. So how committed Parpy was to getting back to the front of the tunnel? As soon as he got there, Jahlyn's out. Jahlyn's going back to RPGing, or going into RPGing. It's very similar timing to the last time. Remember the game that we saw the crazy high ground take. Very, very similar timing. It's also another fight against Booga, Stretch, and Clarity. The exact same take. I'm gonna watch it again from Drone Free. The exact same take. I'll spot all the players that we're looking for. There's Parpy ahead of the pack. Here's Jahlyn, and here is Zoreh. Zoreh has shockwaves. Jahlyn has the RPG. They both shockwave at the same time. All the meantime, Parpy is shooting up at them. He's actually broken out a layer with the shockwaves. And then the RPG hits Booga. And Zoreh is able to connect. My question is, does he actually reload this RPG before going for it again? No, he just goes straight back up. Okay. Same thing. And now Parpy's launching up on them. They've already got it. The timing a little bit sus, a little sketch, but it's okay. From here on out, so that was 7th zone, exactly the same timing as before. Oh my god, Booga just got absolutely destroyed. When you think about it too, this is one of the best times to have these kind of splits going on, because there's still so much wide space. There's literally still a very, very big circle in the end of 7th, in the beginning of 8th, towards the last one. But then finally here, it becomes hard for you to get these splits off. This tree isn't here. That's why he's able to shoot through. It's not there in the real game. It's only there in the now game. Nice catch and block. Jesus. One was still up on high and Jahlyn was down below. Cool. Very cool. Thank you guys. That was awesome. I actually think that these guys played really, 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 really well. This is very, very good. And we know that they were good already, but this is a trio that probably isn't all the time playing together. I think they came to boot camp and played all of a sudden together because they weren't in the same teams in OCE. They are actually been changing a lot. So it's interesting. Cool. So if you like that video, guys, that was Parpy, Zoreh, and Jahlyn from OCE when they took over NA East. They came in boot camped in NA East and took first by like 30 points, and we could see why. Some great coordination. They got retail for early and on, and then moved on. And the high ground take was nuts. And the shield bubbles as they come down. I didn't see the shield bubble usage in this last game, but we saw it in the second game. Something crazy, honestly, the way that they're coming down from height with the shield bubble, and how it was also protecting their height, making sure that it's not actually falling down. So very cool. If you liked that video, make sure to like, subscribe to all the things on my social media, and we'll be back with more VOD reviews and more content that you love to see. Peace.